50th anniversary of the ultimate fanzine? Quite possibly so. Let's take a look. And hello everyone, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live, and we are looking at Maelstrom number 10 in our new releases video today. This is a brand new zine coming from Russ Maheras. I was planning on doing some more SPX zines. However, when you have a 50th anniversary issue of the ultimate fanzine, you have to put everything aside and just take a look at this. Russ is a zine creator from, if you will, back in the day. I could easily pull out back issues of Maelstrom and do classic zine videos on it, because I've got a few. And he came back about a year ago, did a really gorgeous issue 9. This is the 10th issue. And has since returned with yet another one. Maelstrom is cool in the sense that it is an old school style fanzine from a content perspective. Some really nice artwork. I mean, this is a Michael Kaluta piece of The Shadow. You can see also he does a great job with his typesetting and his layouts. This is just a simple zine. It's a legal size zine, folded over, so a half page legal, saddle stitched. I mean, just basic standard zine done really, really well. So I thought I would show this to you guys. As you can see, he has a number of cool articles in it and some really fantastic artwork. And this is a neat piece he did. Apparently, he says, 47 years ago, I sent the original art for this cover submission to Alan Light, editor and publisher of the weekly adzine, The Buyer's Guide for Comic Fandom. He used it a short time later, but he never got his art back. And then somebody, Murray Bischoff, a retired journalist and who was Light's assistant editor, now a retired journalist, mentioned he had some old covers from back in the 70s squirreled away, and lo and behold, one of them was Russ's, and so he got his original art back after 47 years. Pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so this is the not quite 50th anniversary special. So I thought I would share this with you. He starts off with a very nice piece talking about Wallace Wood, the classic 60s, 70s artist, and some of the secrets of his brushwork. And Russ writes most of these articles, and he does a really nice job. And then he goes in a little further on Wally Wood, and he talks about how he actually had some correspondence that he shared with Wood back in the day, which is kind of neat. Reproductions of all the different letters that Wood, or as he liked to call himself, Woody, did. Then an article by Roy Kennard, Bad Acting in Classic Movies, comparing King Kong movies from 1933 and 1976. Talking about Harvey Kurtzman and some of his Army cartoons. Harvey Kurtzman being, of course, from EC Comics. But he did some work for the services as well. And then this was really cool. Russ is an Air Force, I believe I know he's a veteran. I'm not sure. I don't think he's still in the service. Yeah, it says about 25 years ago after retiring from a 20-year career in the Air Force. So Russ was in the Air Force, and it's like a good career serviceman. this is in his DNA. And so he did a really neat thing here, and he cataloged all the different comic book industry pros, over 200 of them, who served in the military. And so you can take a look at all of them. And of course, it speaks to how many people truly were pulled into the World War II, pulled into service during World War II, excuse me. But I mean, you can see names like Jack Abel, Ross Andrew, Murphy Anderson, Dick Ayers. I mean, these are names that we've heard about. But then also, like, look here, Mike Allred served back in the 80s. Who knew? And it goes on and on. Murray Boltinoff, Vaughn Bode, I hope I got that pronounced correctly, Sal Buscema, Dave Cockrum, Gene Colan. Some of them served during World War II. Some of them served afterwards. Dan DiCarlo, the Archie artist. Steve Ditko served in Germany, of course. And it just goes on and on. And it's really kind of cool. Mike Grell in the Air Force. Will Eisner was an artist editor in Army Motors. Steve Englehart, Mike Esposito, Al Feldstein. I mean, this is so cool. Larry Hama, of course, the G.I. Joe, functionally the creator of the G.I. Joe legend. And it goes on and on. Oh, and I can't pass up doing Jack Kirby, working in the infantry and the motor pool in Georgia, England, Czechoslovakia, France, where he got a Bronze Star, in North Carolina. Harvey Kurtzman. It's just really cool. Larry Lieber. So yeah, if you were ever wondering who served, and it just goes on and on. Jerry Siegel, of course, was a writer for Stars and Stripes. So very, very neat. I like that a lot. Attila the Hun Goes to Hollywood. Another piece by Roy Kennard. Russ Maheras talks about an overlooked aspect of cartooning and comics, which is bringing the World War II vets into the cartoon world. And of course, they were doing cartoons for military publications during the war, and many of them came and went on to work in the comic industry. Kind of neat. Jan Maheras, Reflections of a 45-Year Comic Journey. Jan, of course, being with Russ. Do we tune into a dream channel? Talking about dreams and the like. By Russ. And then Russ talking about 38 years of Air Force art. And some of the samples of the art that he actually has drawn. Russ is an accomplished artist. He actually, I think, drew the cover for some of the old Small Press Comics explosions right at the beginning of the time that it went big on the direct market. And I think it was his cover that attracted me to it in the first place. Anyway, measuring old comic book scarcity. He talks about how the old comics, like the paper drives that used to snatch up paper. I remember doing this as a Cub Scout back in the 70s and 80s. And he says it was pulp paper drives like this from the 40s to the 70s that helped whittle down the comic book back issue population. So if you ever wonder why we don't have that many Golden Age comics, blame it on the Scouts and blame it on the paper drives. a look at a rare 1942 comic, gag strips. I love how he puts in samples of the artwork that he's talking about. It adds a nice touch. Vintage FANzine Vault, 1976, unpublished. Yeah, there's an old Russ cover. And that's from 1976. He's only gotten better. A 50-year portfolio of comic book art. Cool. And these are Russ pieces. So you got 1980, 1989, 2001, 1990, 1994, 1973. It just goes on and on. He's got some great stuff in here. In his variety, I mean, going from superhero, sci-fi type stuff to Conan the Barbarian to true, almost like a Mobius style, to kaijus and monsters. And this is his more recent stuff. This is 2003. Or 23, excuse me, 2023. Very cool. And then this is the original version of the cover by Mike Kaluta. So anyway, this book is available right now. As I understand it, he is selling it through eBay, but also I think you can order it from him directly. I will put information on it in the show notes. Gorgeous book, as you can see, meticulously laid out, clearly done by a person who cares about trying to make a good-looking zine. Is it the ultimate FANzine? It very well might be. This is a good one. So take a look at it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Maelstrom, number 10, the ultimate FANzine, the not quite 50th anniversary special. Very cool. Folks, I will catch you next time.